Hello, Pratham. I cannot hear you. Let me check my audio. Speaker is right. Wow, wow. Very nice. What a testing. This is a StreamYard testing. But Pratham, I cannot hear you. I think this is from your side, maybe. You can go to the cam and mic part and where you can set your audio thing. Find it somewhere, you will have it. Let me do like this. Okay. Oh, Francesco is here with us. Hey, Francesco, how are you? Oh, Suprabhat. It's still better than mine. I don't know.
Now, can you hear me, Sarthak?
Yeah, Pratham. Yeah, I can hear you. That's great.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, hello, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry for being late. I don't know why, but my external webcam denied to connect with my laptop, and that's why now I'm using my default webcam of my laptop.
Oh, it's totally
That's
fine.
why I
No,
was,
no
yeah.
issues, no issues. So, welcome to this Bitfumes Dev Talk, and we are going to start. And since we are little short with the time, so let's get started quickly. But before that, people are asking for various things for you, like who you are, where are you from, what you do. These type of questions I just read. So let's start from your introduction, how you introduce yourself
Okay.
to a normal person.
Okay. So first of all, thanks for having me here. It's such an honor for me to be a part of this series. My
Yeah,
name is Pratham. I'm from Delhi. I'm a
that's
final
great.
year computer science student. I'm a web technology enthusiast. I love creating website using like technologies like HTML, CSS, React, JavaScript,
Great.
just like that. Currently, I'm focusing on a front end, but soon I'll start my journey into the backend also. Uh,
Great.
and currently, I'm writing a book also used on CSS. That's breakdown CSS. So I'm
Mhm.
planning to launch it at the end of March. And
Great.
uh, I love Twitter, as you all know. I'm,
Yes.
I'm a I don't know, but I consider myself as a content creator on Twitter. I love posting a long threads and trying to make a web development easier for the beginners. So
Correct.
that's a small intro about me.
That's really great, and I always like your tweet when you create different banners for your Twitter account. So how you came into that idea of creating a banner, like, and what is that CSS banner? It's like creating a art with the CSS, this kind of thing, and you create the image with that.
Yeah, to be honest, first of all, the coding part is not tough for me in the CSS, but the difficult thing is to come up with a new and interesting idea all the time. So I'm currently out of ideas.
Exactly.
That's what to make with CSS to in using CSS to make a Twitter header. So
Yeah.
CS CSS header is nothing but we can say that it's a CSS arts. Just we need to do a lot of practice to be a good in that field. So
Mhm.
that's all, I guess. Nothing a
Okay,
CSS,
that's
CS, Twitter header is nothing. No, not a rocket science.
so how you actually like get started with this content creator and uh, learning the different, obviously in India, in our academics, there is uh, no chapter or no like subject for these kind of things, like they don't tell you to learn like React and latest technologies. So how you get into these things?
Okay, in lockdown in April 2020, I guess, when I was scrolling on Twitter, into the web development topic, and then I came across with some developers like Danny Thompson. First of all,
Yep.
he's a great
Yeah,
developer on
he's
Twitter.
amazing.
So that's the real magic happens when I came to know that we can also share some technical stuff on Twitter, that point of time I started posting my CSS arts, my coding, my 100 days of codes, my progress,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
then slowly I make a we can say a huge progress in Twitter, and now I'm over 25K followers in little more than 10 months.
So
So
when you have started like interest in JavaScript or maybe CSS?
Okay. I have been doing web developments, I guess, since 1.5 years, I guess now.
Okay.
And I started my coding journey with machine learning, to be honest, but I quit in within 2 months because I I don't like maths too much. That's why
Yeah.
I started my career into the web development field. I started with HTML, CSS, and at that point of
Mhm.
time, I felt that it's a little bit boring because that's not what the actual website looks like. Because HTML is we can't make a cool website using HTML only.
Exactly.
But then I started learning CSS, JavaScript, React, and then the real magic happened when I came to know that wow, web development is really a deep field. So
Uh,
I'm learning it. I have been learning web development since 2 years, but I still feels like it's I'm just a beginner.
okay, that's a great spirit, and I suggest keep this thing always, even if you have 20 year of experience. Like, I don't know anything, I need to learn. Okay, that's
Yeah,
great.
web development
So
is a field that we need to learn something new daily, and
exactly.
that's why
Every day we are having something new and something exciting, and every year we had something like that can change the space of web development. So if you are not updating yourself, you are missing out. So
that
that's a very,
that's
very
true.
important thing. Okay, so Pratham, if you know that in our dev talk, we always have a rapid fire round, and it's almost same question for everyone, but I can change a little bit for you. So it's like a simple rapid fire, 10 questions, and that will you don't have to think, you just need to quickly answer. Okay, and then once we complete the 10 questions, then we will go and ask the reason about your answer, and we will
Oh,
talk
but
about
but I'm not prepared for it. But let's try. It
it.
will be a fun.
Obviously, that's the fun. That's the fun. I'm also not expert in asking.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's start. So Mac, Linux, Windows.
Windows.
Cool. Early morning coding or late night coding?
Early morning coding.
Okay. Freelancing, job or business? Obviously.
Freelancing.
Yeah,
Freelancing.
yeah, great. Okay, Bootstrap, Tailwind.
Tailwind. I'm
Twitter,
quick.
Twitter, Instagram.
Twitter. Obviously Twitter.
Obviously. React, Vue, Angular, Svelte.
Obviously React.
Obviously.
React.
Whoa.
But yeah.
That's great. That's great. So VS Code, Sublime, or any IntelliJ IDE?
VS Code for web development, and but for
Mhm.
Java, I'm using Eclipse.
Okay. Eclipse.
Yeah.
Are you still using? We'll talk about this later. Okay.
Okay.
Then coffee, tea, beer, milk.
T. T.
Okay. And chilling out with girlfriend or coding CSS art.
And this is tough one. I
This is the tough one.
okay. Okay. Next. Pass. Pass this
Next.
question.
This one is great.
Yeah.
This one is great. So we are done with the questions.
Okay.
So
It
let's
was quick.
start. Let's
Yeah.
start. Okay, Mac, Linux, Windows. You chose Windows.
Windows. Yes.
Uh,
I guess.
so yeah.
Okay. For a programmer, it's little bit. I can say it's a bit rare that I love Windows, but I'm used to it, and I'm using Windows since I was a child. Like I was when I
Obviously.
was not a developer and not a programmer. I
Yeah.
was using Windows to playing like games like cricket and Need for Speed Carbon. That's why I love Windows.
Mhm. So have you tried Linux or maybe Mac?
Yeah, yeah. My laptop is dual boot
Oh,
and Windows and Linux, so uh, I'm hearing my voice twice.
okay. Wait. Actually, what is happening now? This mic is okay. So is it good? Try.
Hello, hello,
Huh?
hello, hello.
You say
Yes.
something?
Yeah, yeah. Now it's good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you said you are having the Linux.
Yeah, I'm having the Linux for like in college. Like I have a subject called Advanced Computer Networks. So due to
Uh-huh.
that, I have a Linux, so I can simulate and visualize some uh, networks
Huh.
terminologies. That's why I'm using
Yeah.
Linux.
Okay. That's good. That's good. And next was early morning coding or late night. You chose. late
It
night?
was early morning coding, I guess.
I
That's
also not.
because yeah, early morning coding, because it depends when it depends on winter and summer. To be honest, when winters, I generally wakes up at 9 9 a.m.,
Hmm.
and in summer I generally wakes up at 7
Oh,
7 a.m.
that's
So
great.
it depends.
Okay, this is off topic from this rapid fire questions. Like, since you are having so much of following on Twitter, you are doing amazing stuffs on Twitter and learning cool stuffs. What's your status? Like, what's not a status? What's your friends' behavior on your college? Like, they do
Okay,
they know the like value of so much followers and the thing you are doing? Do they know the value, or they are just normal with you?
first of all, I can say I don't have much friends. I have only one two friends. I'm an introvert person. So the
Mhm.
friends I have in my college, it's one, that Divya. He is also on Twitter, and he
Oh.
values much, I guess. He values much, and when we met about 10 or 15 days ago, he said, "Bhai, tu to famous ho gaya."
You are now famous.
So yeah,
That's good.
he values my followers.
That's nice. That's nice. And what about your parents or maybe teachers?
Okay, my parents don't know about that because they don't know about anything about
Obviously,
social
they
media.
don't know what that thing is.
What's going on Twitter? They don't know.
And any teacher
But
you have?
currently they are watching this session live outside this room on
Oh,
TV.
oh, that's really great. That's really great. Ah, now I got why you have not answered that question.
That's not the point.
Okay, we are not going to talk about that.
Okay. Thank you.
anyways, yeah. Next, I was talking about any teacher.
Any
Well,
teacher?
any teacher who respect your like work and know the value of your followers.
Okay, I don't
No?
interact much with teachers in my for my college. To be honest, I hate attend classes, so I don't go college. I didn't go college when college before that lockdown. Also,
Oh,
I
okay,
love
okay.
learning stuff by myself. Resides in my room
Uh-huh,
and learning some things
uh-huh.
from the internet.
That's great. That's great. Okay. Okay. So next was freelancing job and business. You chose freelancing. Why not
Freelancing.
business? And why actually freelancing? What's the cool thing?
Okay, it sounds good to me, first of all. Freelancing sounds good. And I did a project under the Shruti Balasa that you know
Yeah, yeah,
already.
sure. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun creating websites for me
Hmm.
as a freelancer, because a job I need to work under someone,
Hmm.
and not a business, because to be honest, I don't have any startup ideas such like that. So that's why I love freelancing, and I have to explore things. Like if I did a job,
Yeah,
then I want to learn cool things, and I want to work in a product based company so that I can grow myself. So
that's
that's
great.
why I
That's great.
chose freelancing.
Yeah, I also believe like the first step for every self learner is to do some freelancing work, because on freelancing you have all your uh, control. You can do
Yeah,
some, you can do whatever you want. Later maybe you want to say, oh, I don't want to work on React, I want to work on Vue, then you can do that. So
yeah,
that's
true.
great. That's great. So that's the first step. But what I suggest, like after starting with the freelancing, when you know how you can manage a project, how you can create something from A to Z, like full, then move to the entrepreneurship or maybe in a business field, since you don't want to get into the job. So because that's why, because see what happened after getting a lot of freelancing work, you cannot manage everything on your own. You need team then. Okay.
Yeah,
So wherever
totally fine.
team comes, that become a business, because you are feeding
Sure.
someone else also. So that's the simple thing. But obviously that's, you have started, and that will take time. No issues. Okay, then we had the Bootstrap and Tailwind CSS. You chose Tailwind, and I believe that's the obvious answer. But what magic Tailwind did, in your opinion, it's become the famous and everyone's favorite?
It's minimal, first of all.
Minimal.
Like, yeah,
but
you
but people say if you just need to create a button, you have to write 10 or 20 classes. How it's minimal?
it's not a minimal in that way. I guess it's
Yeah.
we can say it's pretty intuitive. Like classes name are
Mhm.
pretty easy. Anyone can learn it using official
Mhm.
docs itself. And I have used both Bootstrap and Tailwind. And Bootstrap for my personal project, and Tailwind for that I did a project under Shruti Valasa.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I love Tailwind because one obvious reason is that because did a real world project using Tailwind, so I know the deep concepts of Tailwind as well. That's why I love Tailwind. But
yeah, yeah.
who knows if I tried in if I if I will have a chance to try Bootstrap in future. So maybe I love Bootstrap then. Not sure. But
I bet you will not,
okay,
since you have tried Tailwind. Tailwind, as you said, it's totally intuitive. Whatever you want, you just say,
yeah,
you write. Say, I want background white, BG white. Simple.
BG White. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I love
I
Tailwind.
want rounded. Say rounded. Write it.
Yeah,
Write it down. So that's
that's
the
why.
that's the I think the best
Also,
part of
Tailwind is
Tailwind.
purely based on CSS. Tailwind is
Exactly.
purely
And
based on CSS.
yeah.
And but
And
Bootstrap, there is a little bit of JavaScript and jQuery as well in Bootstrap,
Um,
right?
actually, I can say that Bootstrap provide full thing, like
Functional, full
full
functionality. Like
functional. Yeah, yeah. It's
when you're
a
making
full
some nav
functional.
bar, when you're making
Exactly,
some nav bar, you in a smaller screen you can toggle the button as well in
exactly.
Bootstrap. But yeah,
Yeah. So they
that's
are
why I love
providing the
Tailwind.
easiness for front end, but obviously Tailwind is just designing,
Yeah,
nothing. That's very
that's
very
why Tailwind is a different. That make Tailwind a different from any other libraries and
correct,
framework.
correct. Next, Flutter, like that React, Vue, Svelte, and Angular. So you chose React, obviously, with the word obviously. Why is that?
Because first of all, because I was learning React since 6 7 months,
Uh-huh.
and currently I'm posting a threads on posting a threads hooks threads on Twitter as well. So it's like I daily learn React up to 1 to 2 hours.
Mhm, mhm.
The first thing I can say React is that you can do anything. What's I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I love React and it's pretty famous also.
Yeah, it's
Over
actually famous. Yeah.
yeah,
So have you tried any other like Vue, Svelte, or
no,
Angular?
not so far.
Okay, I suggest try Vue.js, and you are going to love it because
Yeah, I come
I
across
can.
on Twitter that Vue is getting lots of fame nowadays.
Oh,
Vue.js.
really? It's really great, and I can give you one example. Like NASA's one project is built with Vue.js.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. After this live, I'm going to share that link because I have to find it. Otherwise, I
Okay.
can share it right now. So that's the popularity of Vue.js. That's how famous it is. And Vue.js is so simple. Like in React, you don't know anything. Like first, when you have started, you have a blank JavaScript file, a function, nothing else. Then you
Yeah,
are worrying about where you have to write the css, where you have to write the functions. You don't have any clue. In Vue.js, everything is so simple. Everything is given to you in a single file. You have a three section for HTML, for JavaScript, for CSS. Everything is clear, crystal clear. So that's how easy the Vue is. I would suggest please try that. And yes, I love React also. uh, and the cool thing about React is like its ecosystem is really amazing. You can find almost anything with React, any kind of library. This
yeah,
is great. Yeah, great. Next was Twitter and Instagram. You obviously know answer, but Twitter was the answer. Have you tried
Inst-
Instagram? Obviously, you have
I
the
have account.
you
Yeah,
must
I
have the
have.
account. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about in terms of like sharing your valuable content. Have you tried that?
Okay, so I can say Instagram is more like posting photos and videos, but Twitter is like microblogging app where we can share our thoughts, ideas, anything y- as a written context. So
Yeah.
that's why I love Twitter because, as I mentioned, that I'm a kind of introvert person. So I'm not a photogenic, as you can say. As you can see my Twitter DP, that's only one since a long time.
I, I can say that the current DP you have with some painting kind of thing, this is really
That
great. I,
okay.
I want you to create one for me.
Yeah, sure. That's a app. I don't know the name of that app. I
Oh,
can
I,
send you
I
the link after that.
I thought you have created that with CSS.
No. No, no,
Because
obviously not.
see, what happened when you see something someone as an expert, you feel like he do everything with that tool.
Yeah, a few days back I posted my book cover on Twitter, and
Yeah,
I
I saw
received
that
a
book
comment
cover.
like, yeah, I received a comments like, you made it with CSS. You made it with CSS also? No, I have used Canva for that.
But
So
I
that's
would
the one.
suggest if you create that banner or that cover with the CSS, that will be like an inspiration for everyone, like since you are sharing
But
how to create
on my
things.
cover page, I attached the desktop setup on the cover page. That's what I made with CSS.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how hard is to create the art with the CSS? Because when I first came across like you can create things with the CSS, you can create art with CSS. I was like, oh my God, I have to write each every pixel by pixel thing I have to do, and how hard it is. Like you can easily tell. Like, is it really hard or not?
Okay. As we all know, that for me it's not, to be honest, but for a beginners it is. But as you go further into the topic and you did a lot of when you do a lot of practice, it became easy for you as well. So css art is nothing about uh, playing around with positioning, I can say, and
Yes,
some
yes, yes.
border radius, positioning, display, and that's all you need to make a css arts. I can say for a beginners, try to make some easy shapes and then some simple arts, and then try to jump onto the some illustration and then some complex arts.
Yeah. So you said for beginner can start with the easy shapes. What kind of easy shapes can you
Like,
suggest?
yeah,
Like
sure, like
any other thing?
circle,
Mhm.
square, circle. Creating a circle using css is very easy. You just need to
Super easy.
apply border radius
Yeah.
50%, that's all.
Yes.
And then square, you can make square as well using same height and width. You can make rectangle using different height and width. And then
Hmm.
these three, and then try to make a triangle. Like how we can
Uh,
make a triangle with css. There are many ways to making a triangle, but that the way I love is by creating a zero width, and then I write a border bottom, let's say 100 pixels, and
uh-huh.
then transparent border left and right. So that's what kind of let's make a kind of a triangle.
Oh,
Do you get
okay,
my
okay,
point?
okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting it. Yeah, okay. That's really like it's all about logics, how you have to hide and show something on.
yeah. It's css art is all about every time coming up with a new ideas, I can
Yes,
say.
yes. That's really yeah, for beginner it's
It's
challenging.
tough. Yeah,
It's tough, but as you
but
said, once
everything,
you yeah,
yeah, everything can be made easier using continuous practice.
everything is same for any
Yeah,
kind of field.
yeah.
So you are writing a book. Tell something about that book. How what is that book, and how you came to that idea of having a book and writing it? Why you have this lots of things?
Okay, so lots of people liking my content on threads, and
Yes.
that's why
Okay.
I came across this idea like I should have write some book. So
Uh-huh.
I'm writing currently a breakdown CSS in which I'm planning to write 5 chapters. First one is simple CSS properties. The second one is rarely used CSS properties. Chapter
Okay.
3 will be uh, 90% CSS properties around which CSS revolves. Like there are so many properties in css, but every
Mhm.
time I ended up using 10 or 20 properties. Like we can see the famous properties in css is
Exactly.
display, positioning, height, width, border, padding. That's all.
That's
Like
all.
some complex properties are like text stroke, webkit text stroke, so we don't use
Uh,
that much. So that's why the third chapter will be uh, 90 CSS revolves around some basic properties.
Hmm.
So in
Hmm.
that properties, I'll try in that chapter, I'll try to write as much as I can so that we can make CSS easier for others. In the
Hmm.
fourth chapter, I'll try to put 50 or 60 tips and tricks using CSS, obviously. And in the fifth and final chapter, this is interesting for beginners getting started with CSS arts.
Oh, that's so interesting. I'm excited for this book. Is it
Okay,
going? Yeah, is it going to be free or paid?
okay. If it is a paid, it's very less, like $1 or $2.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's in my opinion, nothing should be free. If
Uh,
you want to make it affordable, make it a $1 or $2, as you said.
yeah,
So because when you spend even $1 or even a rupee for anything, you try to make that worth. So
yeah.
that's
That's why I don't think anything about pricing yet. But
yeah,
let's see how it goes.
yeah.
I'm not sure
That's
about
good.
pricing.
That's So how you manage like learning, writing book, college, all these things? How you do these things? How manage? It's really tough for you.
Yeah, that's tough question, I guess, because I don't have any proper schedule or any plan so that I can
Okay.
manage all these things.
Okay.
There's just one thing, like you know that I have an exam from second of Feb.
Hmm. Hmm.
For that, when I'm currently little bit busy with the exam, so I am less active on Twitter as
Yeah. Okay.
comparatively.
Okay.
So that's how I manage this simple. This is a simple thing. Uh, when we overplan something, it becomes a mess. So I don't believe, and so I simply plan but not overplan.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. That's great. That's great. Okay. So let's move to the next one. It was like Sublime, VS Code, and you chose Eclipse. I really wondering. Still, you are using Eclipse.
Okay, when I was first learning Java in back in 2017, I guess, uh, I took a course on AppTech Institute so that I
Okay.
can I can start with my programming journey
Mhm.
because I'm completely noob at that point of time. I don't have any idea what for loop
Correct.
is, what variables is.
Correct.
That's why I took a course, and in that course they are using Eclipse. That's why I install Eclipse in my local
Ah.
machine, and since then I used to it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, I highly suggest you can move. You should move to IntelliJ or maybe some other famous
But
ID.
I like command line interface. So for Java, I generally what I do is I write a Java code on Notepad and then compile it on terminal.
Okay, that's great. So,
It gives me a more feel.
are you still using Java or learning it, or like
Yeah,
like
for
the way
for
like the
com
way you use CSS? Are you using Java?
yeah, we can't do competitive programming in CSS. That's why I'm using Java for
Okay.
competitive for competitive programming and DSL go stuff.
Why you choose Java? Why not Python? Since you said you started with the machine learning, so obviously that comes
Yeah,
Python
after Java,
as a
I started my programming journey with Java in 2017. Then I started learning machine learning by my own using Python.
uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
in 2 months, I quit because I don't love maths
Yeah,
too much. And in
there is
machine learning, is all based on maths. And
exactly.
since then, I started with web development and I'm currently learning it also. So I
Uh,
started with Java because I don't have any hard reason for this, but my teachers or my colleagues suggested that you should start with Java if you are not familiar with any programming language. And that's why
okay.
I took a course on Java, on
No,
core
no,
Java.
no issues. Java is still a very famous
Yeah,
language, and it's really hard. Really, security is amazing on Java. I have heard that. I want to say that I really fear. I have a fear of Java. Whenever someone say like I know Java, I like okay, that's good. You are Java person.
but
That's
why?
okay. Namaste.
But why?
I don't know. Like when I was in school, maybe then I tried Java, and it was like, why I have to write
So much thing.
system.out.println
Yeah.
just to print a hello world. It was
In
so
Python, you can say just print and then print statement. Yeah.
simple, simple. So then you have public static void main string args. Why why so much of mess, and then importing module from the here and there, it was like totally mess. So I don't know, but I have some kind of fear with the Java. So whenever someone say I know Java, I like, okay, respect for you. So that's just my opinion about Java. But I know that Java is not that much hard, and I
Exactly.
I want to try it. Later I'm going to try Java, and actually I tried that. There's a new Java thing related thing game. What's that? There's Spark. No, there's a I forgot the name. There's a language, Scala. Yeah, there's a new language called Scala that actually simplify Java. Okay, so based upon Java, there's a Scala, and it Scala has lots of benefit. New programming language, since it is. So this is really really great. Okay, so let's move to the next one. It was I forgot to ask you one more. It was like, what do you prefer, coffee, tea, beer, or milk?
No, you asked this. T. I
I
said
asked.
T.
You
Yeah,
said tea. I forgot that. I forgot that I asked you. So you just tea. But
because I was too fast. That's why you forgot.
that's you are really great on this rapid fire.
Okay.
Me too. So why not coffee? Because if you're a programmer, you need coffee.
That's a misconception, I can say.
Oh, really?
Because that we can't relate to coffee with programming in any. I
That's
like I like tea.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like tea, and I don't have any reason for this. I like tea.
Okay, okay, that's cool. Okay, coming back to your book, you said you still have five chapters, and you are writing it. So how that like came into the mind, that why book, why not a video course, or why not a blog series for writing, or for explaining the CSS thing? Why only book?
I think because I love writing, I can say I I
Hmm.
don't I don't love recording videos and posting on YouTube. I don't have a YouTube channel yet, but I'm planning to start one soon.
Yeah, sure.
And that's maybe the reason, because I love writing, and that's why I'm planning to write a book. I'm currently writing it as well. So that's maybe a
Hmm.
point. Also, we can we can share everything using a writing, but we can't share everything using a video because it will be a too long, like 2 hours or 3 hours, and people
Hmm.
can't watch 2 3 hours videos. So but for a book, everyone can read this, and reading is a good habit, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Videos is
Hmm.
also great.
Okay, that's good.
No,
So, okay, so you don't like creating a video, but do you like consuming the video, like learning something via video courses against a book?
okay, that's a debatable question for many programmers. Like some likes reading
Yeah.
documents, some like reading books, some like watching videos, podcasts. But for me, I love writing official documents. Everything I learned with React, I started with React around 6 months ago, and I started with official docs.
Yeah,
It's
that's
little bit
great.
it's a little bit tricky. That's no one start with the official docs. What general people does is they simply took a course, video course, and then start building their own projects or something else. But I started with a. I'm getting my voice again.
Let me just. Okay, now say.
Hello. Yeah, good. Now it's good.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I was saying that I started learning React with official docs, but the React official docs is not very well written. It's little bit. I can say it's little bit short form. We can say that it's summary
Mhm.
type. So
Mhm.
that's why now I I took a course on Udemy for React, and I watched that course. And as you can see, React is a so deep field, we can't learn using a single article, course, or book. So that's why I'm exploring it using by my own, and now I'm learning it daily.
Okay, that's good. And starting when we have started this session, you said you want to explore the backend in the future. So, do you have any plan, like which language you are going to take, and what kind of framework you are going to have for backend? Is there any plan or path you have?
A few months back, I also did a project on Node.js and using MongoDB as well for my
Okay.
personal blog site. So I
Hmm.
have a little bit experience about Node and MongoDB, and I did a real-time chat application project using Socket.io and Node. So it's not that I am completely a noob, but I have a, you can say I have a 5 or 6% knowledge about Node only.
That's good.
So
That's good. Yeah.
So Node is interesting. It sounds good to me. It feels good to me, and that's why I'm currently planning to explore more about Node.
Hmm. Have you tried any other backend framework?
No.
Okay. Okay. Any plan to like explore any other language or any framework? Not just for
Okay.
backend, for anything like next.
Okay. For next, I can say C sharp is a interesting language. It feels good to me when I was build. I created a project for a hackathon. It's a
Ah.
simulator where we were a team and we were making some kind of a simulator where we can make education easier for all of for a school students, like consider a example in a physics. The
Hmm.
so it's pretty tough to understand the concepts of physics just reading or watching videos. So what we are
Exactly.
doing in a hackathon, we are trying to make a simulator where a student can visualize the concepts of hard
Physics.
topics of physics only. So we are creating a virtual labs. So that's in that project. I use C Sharp and Unity for creating the models. Actually, you can check the website at edus.pratham.codes.
Can
It's
you
a live website.
can you share on the comment section so that people can also check that? Okay, so we have lots of question. Shruti Panchwani says, "Man, tech is
Edus.pratham.codes.
great." Oh, okay, you have shared it to me. Let me share it with everyone. Check this uh,
It's live, I guess. I'm not sure. Let me check.
hackathon project of
Yeah,
okay,
it's live.
this.
I mean, this
So
website is currently live.
okay. Okay, so we have lots of question. People, if you have any other question with Pratham, then you can ask. Let me just find another question. Please ask, Bootstrap is better or Tailwind is CSS? Okay, Saddam, I have already asked, but Saddam asked this question. You can answer it. Obviously, we have already answered, but you can answer one more time.
Bootstrap. Okay, so it's totally depends on person to person. Both are equally good, I can say. So
Mhm.
I what I can say is try both and then come to a result that which is better. So for me, it's
Okay.
Tailwind, but for you, it might be Bootstrap or Tailwind or both. Don't know. So you can try both. Saddam
Yeah.
Hussein.
So Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's Saddam Hussein, I
I don't
guess,
know.
right?
It's Saddam Hussein. It's
Okay.
Saddam
Yeah,
Hussein.
both are equally good. Like Tailwind, Material, UI, Bulma, all are equally good. It just
Okay.
depends on person to person. Yeah.
Have you ever tried that GraphQL thing?
I started learning it, but I quit because of I have some other works in between. But in 2021, I have this in my to dos. Like I want to, I'll have in 2021, I'll planning to learn AWS and GraphQL.
Okay, that's great. Okay, I have a question for you. Okay, so Shruti has a question, and as there are many software like Illustrator, Photo, why we should use CSS for creating? Oh, this is really great question. I want to hear this from you.
Okay, I got this type of comments on my CSS art servers when I was post some post on Twitter. So I can say, yeah, it's true that no one use CSS for building, designing stuff and creating CSS art. I can say
Exactly.
learning things better, you can create CSS arts. For making your concepts more clear than others, CSS arts is good for that
Mhm.
because it's a kind of practical implementation of all the things at a one place. So if you are building a CSS arts, your concepts will be crystal clear, I can say. That's why
Uh-huh.
CSS arts and illustration is good for learning CSS in an effective and better manner.
Correct. That's good. That's good. So, when you have first started with CSS, like uh, obviously you didn't have that in mind that CSS art is a thing.
Yeah,
So
obviously.
yeah, so did you know that there is a CSS art thing in this
Okay,
world and we can do
I don't know the
cool stuff?
name exactly, but few months back, when I don't have any idea about this CSS arts, I came
Hmm.
across a CSS arts on Twitter. I don't remember the name of the person, but someone posted on Twitter.
What kind of
So
art was that?
uh, I'm not sure. It's something pretty basic. It's kind of a Doraemon, I guess. Doraemon, that
Okay,
that
okay.
cartoon. Yeah, and then I got an idea that we can do these things using CSS, and then I made my first art. That's a rainbow. It's pretty basic, pretty
Yes,
ugly, I can say.
I
It's
remember.
very ugly. And I posted on Twitter, and it's received like over 50 likes, and I was like, wow, 50 people like my content. And
That's great.
that's where the magic happens. I started building more and more complex arts. The
Correct.
first art, the second or third art, it was when I posted some scenery where a lots of mountain with a tree and a sun.
Yeah.
So that art received over 1,000 likes,
Oh
and was
wow.
yeah. Then with the and then I building more and more stuff using CSS.
So what's the maximum like you got on any post? What's the number, if you remember?
Okay, I posted, I got a job, and that tweet received 6,000 likes, I guess.
Six
Yeah,
thousand. And
yeah.
what
But
kind of job was that?
okay, you don't know about that. I got
No.
placed in Cognizant.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I remember.
Yeah,
Okay, got. I remember that
in my
you are
college
placed.
placement.
You
Yeah, in
placed
my
in
college.
Cognizant. That's great.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. That got 6,000
Yes, as far as I
around.
know.
Obviously, around 6,000.
Yeah, but
Or
it because that's this kind of tweets obviously like a lots of likes and
yes,
comments, retweets.
yeah.
But the general one, which I think it's 2.5 million, 2.5 million, not a million. It's
Okay.
2.5K likes. Yeah,
So
50 resources
maybe
of CSS,
one day
I
you
guess.
will have 2.5 million likes. I wish.
Thank- yeah, thanks. It was, I think, 50 resources of CSS.
Okay. Okay. So I have seen one CSS art. I don't. Once again, I don't know. That person has created Elon Musk with CSS.
Oh, yeah, I remember the name. He's
I don't know the name of that person, but I was like, what?
yeah,
I
he
cannot
generally builds
barely
this
create
type
with
of
a pencil. You have created with a CSS.
yeah. His CSS art is so cool, and I guess his tweet. I remember his Twitter DP. Something in the gym, I guess. He posted a photo that he's standing
Yes,
in the
yes,
mirror
yes,
in the
yes.
gym.
You're right. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know
and
the
it
name
was
correctly, but
like amazing. He had created Elon Musk photo with CSS, and that was that was actually a video. He's
yeah, he posted a
working on the
video
left,
using
and on the right we are having updates of how it's created.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
And
I,
that one I remember was a CSS art of Coca-Cola cane. Okay, so there is left on the left side we had the original one, on the right
photo
side we had
and
the
in the left
CSS
side
art,
we have a space.
and there
Yeah,
was
that's Ali, I guess.
no issue.
That
That
was
was amazing.
created by Ali. Ali is on Twitter. You can check if I
Ali,
am not
okay, I don't know.
mistaken.
And do you know that Sarah Dazzler?
So that's
she
one.
she she is in Vue core team. She is CSS expert, but more of a SVG expert. She is
Okay,
amazing SVG expert, and she had explored SVG to the depth, and she's amazing. I suggest you to follow her. Sarah Dazzler, Dazzl something.
okay. Let me
So
check.
that's the one. This is she's really great, and she's in the Vue.js community.
Sarah
Perfect web solution.
it's
I think
Daz.
used filter on video of Elon Musk. Okay. View on Microsoft Certified Azure Developer Associate. Do you know anything about this?
Uh,
Naman Anand. Do you know?
no, no.
Any- No.
Um,
Sorry,
no.
Naman.
I
I
don't have
also
any idea
don't.
about cloud or Azure.
Okay.
Nirbhay
Yeah.
is the good person for this question, I guess.
Who?
Nirbhay Vashisht.
Oh, yeah, Nirbhay. Yeah, yes. Last one was last Dev Talk was with Nirbhay,
Yeah,
and really he is exceptionally well. Amazing. He's also
yeah,
amazing.
he's a great person.
Yeah. Did you find her Twitter account?
Yeah, I was checking. It's showing
Okay,
some.
maybe late. I will. I'm going to send you later.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can do.
that's good. That's good. Okay, so you said you tried Node.js also. So what framework you have used, like Express?
Express, yeah, Express.
Okay. That's the default one actually. Everyone who start with CS Node.js, it's Express. Okay. A few last questions, and then we will going to wrap up.
Okay.
What's your view upon podcast? Not view. What's your hearing upon podcast? Have you do you like podcasting, or have you ever heard
Okay,
some?
so I can say for podcast, it's a really challenging field to explain something just using a your sound, nothing else.
Correct.
So I'm hearing 2, 3 podcasts as far as I know, but yeah, it's a
Which,
good field, and I guess it's a currently it's getting a lots of fame.
yep.
So yeah, podcast is good, but it's
So
require a lot of talent, and we can say lots of hard work to explain something using just your voice, nothing else.
I have started the podcast.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah, that's a Laravel India podcast. Laravel is a PHP framework.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have started that, and first one is really I have released on 26th of January, Republic Day, because
Okay.
it's a Laravel India podcast. Next one I will release on maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know. So
Mhm.
next one will be there. So yeah, so it is challenging, and it's something like you don't have to lose your audience, and you have to keep them engaged with your voice only. That's really amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
for a podcast, you have to be very, we can say, uh,
Mhm.
I don't know.
So what podcast you generally hear?
No. I
No.
guess Raveen started a podcast in Hindi a few days back,
Yeah, Raveen. Yes, Raveen has
he,
started India
but I
Dev
guess
podcast.
he's inactive now. I don't know why.
I don't know.
So I listened.
Yeah, I don't know. He's inactive. I'm going to message him.
Yeah,
Why?
he's
What?
inactive nowadays. Some personal work maybe, but I
Maybe.
heard 2, 3 videos or 2, 3 podcasts of him, and
Mhm.
it was a very amazing podcast, I can say.
Yeah, it was
Now I'm
really amazing.
Yeah, now I hear your as well.
Sure.
Yeah,
I would
yeah, I was
suggest.
not familiar with this.
Sorry.
I was not familiar that you started a podcast as well.
Yeah, it just first one, and slowly maybe everyone will know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pratham, I think we are done with the questions, and next, if you want to ask anything to me or anything like.
Okay, so let's dig into a one more rapid fire, and now I'll ask you a question.
Oh,
Okay.
that's great. Amazing.
Okay, it
I'm
will be a
happy.
fun. Okay, so let's start with front end or back end.
Backend.
Okay, back end. Laravel or Node.js?
Laravel, obviously Laravel.
Yeah. YouTube, Twitter.
YouTube.
Okay, Sarthak or Bitfumes?
In
Uh,
which context?
and
That's
this is not fair. This is not fair. You have to
no,
answer fast.
obviously. In which context? Like,
Yeah, in every context.
oh, then obviously Sarthak, because
Okay.
Sarthak can create another Bitfumes.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's all.
Yay! It was really fun. This was really fun. That's
Yeah.
great. Okay, Pratham, it was really amazing talk, and really enjoyed. This is the first talk I enjoyed from the beginning till the end, and because sometimes what happened, like people are sharing things and I was looking somewhere else to uh, actually what happened in a live session, you every time you have to come up with a question. Once you finish the answering, I have to come up with the question or explanation or anything. It was not like having a silent for a while.
Yeah, true.
So that's how I always have to think. But in your case, I don't know what happened, but I didn't think a lot. Maybe it was like because it is a eighth one, so I got experienced. But
And it
it
was
was really
this
great.
is our first interaction.
Yeah, this is our
This
first
is our first interaction.
interaction. Yeah, I generally do this thing like I first meet the person on this live, and maybe then after we will have some other sessions. Okay, so Pratham, that's really amazing. Let's check some questions if we have. Uh, so Kiran says guitar or YouTube. Kiran,
But
obviously YouTube, because I can learn anything from YouTube, not just guitar. Because I have learned guitar from the YouTube, so I
because
can
he
learn
has
anything.
75K subscribers on YouTube, but not on guitar. That's why YouTube.
That's not the point. Point is like, yeah, ठीक है,
You
75
should
है.
start a YouTube channel where you playing guitar, I guess.
Yeah, actually I have promised all my followers and all my friends that I'm going to play the guitar when I reach 100K, so they are waiting for that 100K.
Oh, great, great, great.
So next, let's say resources for CSS. That's great. uh, Tell me some resources for CSS and then we will going to finish it.
Okay, so learning resources, right? Or some general stuff for colors
Obviously,
and backgrounds.
learning CSS. I can first give your Twitter account as a CSS resource, then
Okay,
start with
so
second.
so the learning resources, you can start with obviously W3. That's a great
That's great.
website if you are a beginner,
Great.
and then you can check some YouTube channels as well. Like we have a great YouTube channels on CSS resources for CSS.
Which anyone you can suggest?
I think the one is Coding Artist,
Oh, okay, great.
and you can check my actually 50 resources of CSS thread on Twitter.
Okay, that's great. Cool.
Yeah.
So you are launching your book at the end of March.
Also, you can learn CSS by playing games. I created a thread
Oh,
on this as well. There are so many websites
okay.
of learning CSS using the one is I
Uh-huh.
guess Flexbox Froggy, if I'm not mistaken it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, no issues. They will find.
yeah, yeah.
That's great. I was asking like when you're launching your book. Please
At the
remind me.
end of March.
At the end of March. Okay, so that's great. That's great. We will going to have that.
Yeah,
Okay, Pratham, that's amazing, amazing talk, and thank you for accepting the invitation, and thank you for coming and sharing all your great resources, great experience, and your journey. It was really amazing, and I wish we will have another session one day where we will talk about how successful your book is, how you are going to start your freelancing work, and how you are proceeding in your life.
yeah. It's such an honor for me to be a part
Yeah.
to be a part of this, and thank you so much for having me here.
That's great. So stay here. I'm going to end this live. We will going to talk
Okay,
after this live. So don't
okay.
disconnect.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, people. We are going to end this dev talk, and I hope you enjoyed and you learned how easy CSS is, how fun to create CSS art, and if he can do it, everyone can do it. So thank you very much for joining. In the next Sunday, coming Sunday, we will have another guest sharing their story and learning amazing stuffs with that guest. So stay tuned and bye bye and wait for the next one.